Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, is no stranger to controversy, but her latest foray into the world of media has made her the subject of ridicule on one of America's most-watched satirical news shows. On a recent episode of The Daily Show, Jon Stewart did not hold back as he lampooned Markle's much-publicized podcast flop and her widely mocked cooking show. Stewart's scathing commentary has reignited fierce debate about Markle's pursuit of fame and her ability to connect with audiences, raising pointed questions about her authenticity, motives, and the ever-widening gap between her self-image and public perception. From the outset, Meghan Markle has positioned herself as a champion of social justice and women's empowerment, but her attempts to transition from royal life to Hollywood stardom have often been met with skepticism. Stewart's segment, brimming with biting humor and incisive observations, zeroed in on the disconnect between Markle's carefully curated public persona and the actual content she produces. As he dissected her failed Spotify podcast, Stewart highlighted the damning statistics. After a highly publicized launch and a multimillion-dollar deal, archetypes failed to resonate with listeners, plummeting in the charts within weeks and ultimately leading to the termination of her contract. The numbers don't lie. Spotify executives confirmed that the show had underperformed, with insiders revealing that the platform expected far greater engagement for such a high-profile partnership. The criticism didn't stop at podcasting. Stewart pivoted to Markle's latest venture, a cooking show produced for Netflix, which has been met with widespread derision both online and in industry circles. The show, intended to showcase Markle's culinary skills and spotlight charitable causes, instead became a lightning rod for mockery. Twitter users were quick to pounce on the show's awkward presentation and lack of originality, with hashtags like #MeghanCooksUpDisaster trending for days. Stewart's jokes about the show's laughable execution were rooted in reality. Early reviews from food critics and entertainment journalists alike have described the series as uninspired, tone-deaf, and devoid of genuine culinary expertise. Colin's Jost's humor also highlighted the absurdity of the couple's situation, how they fled to America, ostensibly seeking privacy, yet regularly engage with the media. This contradiction has not gone unnoticed by the public or the press. Jost cleverly suggested that Harry's decision to marry Meghan, which many saw as a break from tradition, may have actually shackled him to a new set of expectations that he never anticipated. The audience laughed, but the underlying truth resonated. In attempting to forge a new path, Harry may have inadvertently ensnared himself in a modern-day fairy tale that has turned nightmarish. The couple's Netflix deal and the subsequent content they've produced have also drawn scrutiny. Critics argue that their projects often feel more self-serving than socially impactful. Jost humorously questioned whether the couple's commitment to addressing important issues was overshadowed by their desire to remain in the spotlight. This raises a critical point about the nature of celebrity activism. Can one truly advocate for change while simultaneously profiting from their fame? Jost's jibes effectively encapsulated this dilemma, leaving the audience to ponder whether Harry and Meghan are genuinely committed to their causes or simply capitalizing on their notoriety. As the roast continued, Jost referenced the couple's infamous interview with Oprah Winfrey, where they made allegations against the royal family. While many applauded their bravery, others saw it as a calculated move to further their brand. Jost's commentary suggested that by airing their grievances publicly, they transformed a personal struggle into a sensational story, thus playing into the media narrative they claim to despise. This manipulation of their narrative raises important questions about the ethics of public discourse and the responsibility that comes with their platform. Moreover, Jost's remarks shed light on the generational divide within the royal family. While the younger generation, represented by Harry and Meghan, seeks to modernize the institution, the older generation clings to traditions that have defined British royalty for centuries. The tension between these two perspectives creates a fascinating landscape for public discussion, with Jost humorously framing Meghan as a disruptor, someone willing to challenge norms, but also someone who may have underestimated the complexities of royal life. This portrayal resonates with those who see Meghan as both a trailblazer and a potential catalyst for chaos. Moreover, Markle's repeated attempts to rebrand herself as a media mogul have been met with resistance from industry insiders who question her qualifications and experience. While her supporters point to her acting background and previous charitable work, detractors highlight the difference between performing on screen and successfully producing compelling, original content. The harsh reality is that the entertainment industry is unforgiving to those who cannot deliver results, regardless of their celebrity status. Stewart's willingness to lampoon Markle on such a prominent platform reflects a growing consensus that her projects are falling short of expectations. The impact of Stewart's segment extends beyond mere embarrassment for Markle. It has prompted renewed scrutiny of the entire Sussex brand. As more details emerge about the inner workings of their production deals and the metrics used to evaluate success, it becomes increasingly clear that Markle's approach is not resonating with key stakeholders. Analysts point out that while the couple's royal titles may open doors initially, the long-term viability of their business ventures will depend on their ability to produce content that genuinely connects with audiences. So far, the evidence suggests that Markle has yet to crack that code. In the wake of Stewart's viral roast, there are growing calls for Markle to rethink her approach and focus on substance over style. Industry veterans have advised that building a credible media presence requires humility, hard work, and a willingness to learn from failure, not just a famous name and a polished PR strategy. Whether Markle will heed this advice remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: the days of effortless adulation are over. With the world watching, and critics like Jon Stewart sharpening their knives, Meghan Markle faces a pivotal moment in her quest for relevance. The next move she makes will determine whether she can turn the tide or become a cautionary tale of celebrity hubris in the age of streaming.